Fasting became this almost miraculous thing that everyone's talking about, right? You lose weight, you reduce your blood pressure, you fix your gut health. There are so many benefits of it. But do you know that if you fast wrong, you could be doing way more damage to your body than you think? Today, I want to talk about most common mistakes that I see people make when fasting, and then we're going to talk about what to do instead. Because you don't want to slow down your metabolism and potentially gain more weight. You don't want to have messed up hormones in your body. You don't want to have hypothyroidism. You don't want to mess up your body. You want to fast in the right way to get all these amazing benefits. Because the reason why we do want to fast is to feel great, to feel healthier, drop weight, and so on. And if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Lex Bucco. I have been in health and fitness industry for 20 years. I've done everything that you can possibly imagine to my body, and I found what works. I have now served over a few hundred women to help them gain confidence and bring their body back to where they want it to be and help them feel like they're at a 10. And that's why I'm here today to share that information with you. So let's jump into the most common mistakes that I see people making when fasting, which damages their metabolism. Mistake number one is skipping protein during the eating windows. Honestly, you don't even need that much protein, but you want maybe 20 to 30% of all your calories to come from protein. The easiest rule would be to make sure you have protein with every meal. So if you look at your plate, a third of your plate should be some kind of protein, chicken, beef, fish, eggs, ground meat, whatever you want it to be. Then the rest should be plant-based, which is mostly veggies, and then you can have some grains as well. Obviously, all of that should include healthy fats as well. That depends on what kind of oil you use for cooking and maybe what kind of dressing you use for a salad. Obviously, if you're vegan or you're trying not to eat as much meat, you can get your protein from legumes, that is beans, lentils. You can get it from tofu, tempeh, and so on. But we really do need to have protein where most Americans underconsume it because most of the meals are carb-based. But the problem is that if you don't consume enough protein when you are not fasting, that can lead to further muscle loss, which will slow down your metabolism because the whole idea is that we are reducing body fat and not the muscle mass so that we can maintain that lean look and be healthier. Protein is therefore essential for muscle growth and repair. This is why when you're working out, it takes less time to heal the soreness when you are eating adequate amount of protein. The second common mistake that I see people make is overeating during their eating windows. So this is tricky because if you're waiting till you're starving, chances are you're going to sit down and want to inhale that food. You're not sitting down and mindfully eating that food and enjoying that food, right? You're just wanting to stuff your face with the food. So if you wait till you're starving, chances are you'll be overeating. And that can lead to binging disorder. I've had a binging disorder. It's not fun. It was because my body was too low on body fat, my electrolytes were messed up. This is when I was competing in bodybuilding. Anyway, when it's time to eat, obviously you want to feast, right? But what I want you to do is slow down. You have to be mindful of the moment you sit down to eat, especially if you're hungry. Eat slowly. Take time to eat. And then when you're done, even if you feel like having seconds, tell yourself, okay, I can have more in 10 to 20 minutes. That 10 to 20 minutes is critical because most of the time, if you're eating really fast, in 10 to 20 minutes, you're going to feel like, oh my God, I am feeling really full right now. I'm so glad I didn't go for seconds. Therefore, if you just space it out, most of the time you'll find that you won't even need to eat more. So slow down. Because again, if this leads to more binge eating or eating way more than you normally would in your eating window, that is not building a healthy relationship between you and food. And this can offset the benefits of fasting. Where you want to get with fasting is, I feel like I could eat soon kind of a feeling, not starving. If you are hangry, that's going to be a problem. By the way, if you do need more guidance on your fasting journey, maybe you want to fast, but you're kind of freaked out on how to do it properly and safely. Or maybe you need a bigger support system, you need more accountability. You may want to check out my membership where we cover all of that. I guide you every step of the way. I hold you accountable. And most importantly, you'll learn about the psychology of weight loss so that you lose weight and you feel great for good. I'll leave the links in the description if that's of interest to you so you can check it out and get more information on that. All right, mistake number 3 that I see people make is not staying properly hydrated. Because not only that you want to stay hydrated with water, you want to make sure that your electrolytes stay in balance. This is what led me to a refeeding syndrome when I was bodybuilding, because our electrolytes were all over the place on the day of competition, but I'm not going to get into that right now. However, that taught me the dangers of having your electrolytes messed up, because it gets ugly if they're not balanced. Electrolytes are essential minerals that are absolutely necessary for us to live. So the last thing you want to do is end up at the hospital because you weren't fasting right. And how to solve this? Well, for one, grab water. I will also say that the kind of bottle you have really matters. My clients are always surprised at this, but if you're not drinking enough water, chances are it's because you don't have the right container. Do you like a bigger jug, smaller jug? Do you like a straw? Do you not like a straw? Find the one that works for you, and water drinking will become super easy for you. And secondly, and most importantly, add a pinch of real sea salt to your water. It needs to be real sea salt so that it does have electrolytes and all the essential minerals. I'll leave the link in the description to the one I use. It's Celtic sea salt. It is real and it really makes a difference. By the way, I do have a video where I have my failed 7-day water fast where I do address hydration, and I highly recommend you watch that after this one to find out about the dangers of that. Dehydration during fasting is not only going to make you feel miserable, it's going to make you feel so lethargic and fatigued, but it's also going to slow down your metabolism and impair your body's ability to burn fat efficiently. Remember, water is so essential for us, right? We can't survive without water. Therefore, hydrate properly. And the water that nature has originally provided for us is full of minerals, so our electrolytes are always supposed to be in balance. If you do tap water or purified water or whatever they sell these days in the stores, it does not necessarily have proper electrolytes. The mistake number 4 that I see people commonly make is not paying attention to micronutrients when they are eating. Let's backtrack a bit. So why is fasting so beneficial for us humans? It's because for thousands of years, if not millions of years, this is how our body developed. This is why fasting is like a superpower for us. This is why the body created a way to function at its best when we are fasting. There was food, then they had to hunt for food. However, when they did have food, when they were hunting for food and ate, that was pure, nutritious food. Earth was designed to have a soil that's already full of minerals and vitamins that is going to provide for the plant so that the tree or the branch or whatever bush it is, it can provide the fruits and the veggies that are the most nutritious for us. We all know that that's not the case today. We all know that most veggies and fruits do not have nearly as many vitamins and minerals as they used to 100, 200, 500 years ago. This is why it's crucial for us to pay attention to micronutrients, because this over time can lead to deficiencies in certain minerals or vitamins, which leads to further deterioration of the body. Now, obviously during your eating window, you don't want to feel restricted or deprived. So yes, have your favorite dessert as well at the end of a nutritious meal. Mistake number 5 that I see people making when they are fasting is not adjusting the fasting protocol to their body's needs or their schedule. I see a lot of people going for 16-8 or 24 or OMAD. They have picked one of the protocols, and I've even known people who download an app and count down the time there is left before they eat. That is not building a healthy relationship with you and food, and that is really the whole goal, because if you further damage your relationship with food, you can end up damaging your metabolism, binging, and having more weight issues in the future. You want to learn to listen to your body. You want to ask yourself, am I hungry now? And you will also know when it's time to change the protocol. For example, when I started fasting, I slowly shrunk my eating window to 1 meal a day. And that worked for me really well through spring and summertime, but come fall and it started getting darker earlier, I wanted to kind of switch things up a bit. So I went to a 6 to 8 eating window. However, was this every single day? No. You will have days when you feel more hungry. You'll have days when you feel less hungry. As a woman, you also do not need to be fasting the whole month. The week before your period, you should not be fasting because that's when the estrogen is the lowest and progesterone is the highest, and we need carbs at the time. But when you learn to connect with your body, you'll know this because your body will tell you exactly what it needs. The key here is getting away from that diet culture. It is not a start date and a stop date. The key is learning to what my body's needs are, how does my body operate at its optimal level, and how can I serve my body in the best way so that it can serve me back. Following one size fits all fasting schedule never works. You have to consider your body's unique needs, age, hormonal levels, time of the month, your schedule, your activity level. All these things play a part when it comes to metabolism. It is important to personalize your fasting plan because it needs to work for you. With all my clients in my membership, they all have a different schedule because they're all individuals. But they're all learning to connect with their bodies and therefore listen to their body's needs. That's the key, my friend, because it has to fit your lifestyle, your body, and your schedule. Now, I've done all things wrong. I've done all things right. If you want to hear about my journey on how I lost a bunch of weight in a healthy way, never to gain it back, click here and watch this video now.